There are places you know and places you visit, and then there are places that shape you. In 2006, I wrote the Symphony Seattle, the place I grew up, the place that shaped me as a person, as a musician. When I started writing that year, I realized this isn't about capturing the feeling of our city, but it's more about why it meant so much to me. Seattle has a certain feel to it. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it is layered. There's the water, the mountains, the quiet rain, the green everywhere, the creativity, the people, the fun events, the great parks, bars, restaurants, our sports teams. And there's something about growing up here that encourages you to think a little differently. It has a big town feel where you can run into friends in different neighborhoods while at the same time being one of the centers of technology, innovation, coffee. Like really good coffee. Like people obsess over coffee in Seattle. Seattle is fun and interesting, and there are so many great neighborhoods from Fremont to Phinney Ridge to Georgetown and West Seattle, where I grew up. Alki Beach, Golden Gardens, Kirkland to Queen Anne, downtown to Belltown. Each neighborhood has its own vibe, its own identity, its own Seattleites. It's incredibly progressive, and it's a place where you're allowed to be a little bit unconventional. One person who had a deep impact on me was Arlie Neskahi. He's a Native American elder I met when I started writing this concert. I asked him to perform, and he said yes, but I have to ask my elders' permission first. And I was like, how do we do that? And he said, meet me in Lincoln Park and bring tobacco. We met in Lincoln Park in West Seattle at dawn, and he told me stories of baby eagles being pushed out of their nests and learning how to fly. We walked into the very cold Puget Sound water, and he sung and spread tobacco as an offering as we received their blessing. The park I grew up playing Little League in and soccer practices and high school kegers was transformed that morning. It was transformed as like beams of sunlight just shone through these giant evergreens in the park, and the fog and the mist just above the water lit up and sparkled. I remember seeing fish jumping and sea lions and salmon rolling. It was an incredibly beautiful moment in a very familiar place. Before the concert, we would sit and talk, and he would tell me about the people who lived here long before the city, like what they thought, what they did, how they lived, how they saw the world, their deep respect for nature, for balance, for community, for something larger than yourself. These conversations stuck with me because they gave me a different perspective on what this place really is. Not just a city, but something much older. Seattle is laid back, intellectual, an eco-conscious blend of the Pacific Northwest ruggedness and high-tech innovation. People here have a deep appreciation for nature, the arts, music, craft beers, and great wines from the other side of Snoqualmie Pass, and coffee. The best way I can think to describe it is just seeing our audience in the Symphony Hall. Some show up in beautiful gowns and three-piece suits, and others show up in jeans and Carhartts. It's the sound of fishmongers calling out their orders as they throw salmon at Pike Place Market. So I brought those salmon onto the stage, and I taught those fishmongers how to waltz with 40-pound fish. It's standing just a few blocks away from the very first Starbucks, at the time when the company was just beginning to explode into something global. And then it was bringing that onto stage and making an actual cup of coffee with a real barista and the orchestra together. Because somehow that moment felt just as much a part of the city as anything else. It's the unexpected moments too, like the Seafair pirates showing up, loud, raucous, trying to sneak a keg of beer into the backstage. Which I was all for, but the administration of the Seattle Symphony was not. And later at the after party, them making me an honorary pirate by having me hold out this impossibly heavy sword for what seemed like an impossible amount of time. A city that has brought everything from bringing commercial aviation to the masses and the birthplace of computer systems, yet it doesn't take itself too seriously. A hospital that was built and now operating for over 100 years solely for the health and wellness of our kids and kids in the regions all around us. Seattle Children's is innovative, smart, incredibly caring, and has invested into research to cure illnesses versus just treat them. That year, we worked with a young patient named Matt. And along with my friend Busbee, the three of us wrote a song together. And when Matt performed, it was very grounding because this wasn't just a concert about the city. It was about seeing a fellow Seattleite living in it, experiencing it, finding his voice inside it. Looking back, the symphony wasn't just about Seattle. It was about what a place can give you. A sense of identity, a sense of perspective, a sense of belonging. Because if you're lucky, you grow up somewhere that quietly shapes who you become. And for me, that place is Seattle. This concert was my love letter to one of the greatest cities in the world. A true emerald gem, full of great people, fun neighborhoods, beautiful nature all around us, all under the majesty of Mount Rainier. The next year I started thinking about legacy. Like, what do we leave behind? Not just in life, but even when you leave a room. And that's when I partnered with Alice in Chains and Heart to bring 2007 Symphony Legacy.
Oh, let the sun beat down upon my pain.